Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Cancer, and a big welcome to those zodiac signs that felt like this constellation, which exists only once a year, has an inspiration for them as well. I do the reading exactly on the day the moon is in your sign, my dear Cancer, which means that when I look at the moon, I see constellation Cancer behind it, and when I look, of course, now at the sun, which is opposite highlighting your moon, is Sagittarius. And of course these are opposite energies, not as opposite as you would have now in the next month in your full moon, the Capricorn, right, which is then in the next reading you have your full moon. And so this is Sagittarius, the archer, the guardian angel, giving you the light into the moon, which is waning again right now because we just had the full moon in Gemini. The moon is waning and you are nevertheless getting an inspiration through the 9th house of Sagittarius, the 9th house of philosophy, and you are the 4th house of friends and family. So there can be a very interesting combination happening. Let's see what the cards are saying here. And we will recognize that the sun is giving you the light to look deeper into your subconscious. Now you are here, the 4th house of friends and family, and you're very successful with this, right? You're successful. You are the summer solstice. You are in the summer the longest day. That's why we have the color yellow behind your card. And here Sagittarius is the guardian angel, helping us to look deep within us and recognize the understanding that we have to give ourselves the giving and the taking, this exchange of these 2 of cups, because Sagittarius is opposite of Gemini, and Gemini are the lovers. Now the yoga position that I did for Sagittarius, I made him go into a forward bend, look deep within, so that you can find the guardian angel within yourself. So that's what's highlighting your moon. And you, I gave you, of course, high lounge, Ashvasanchalanasana, the big horse, and you can feel the success within yourself when you are in this position, right? Now, you have, of course, the moon as the mother ruling you, and Sagittarius has Jupiter, the wise one, ruling him. Good. Now your court card is the Queen of Cups, sitting here at the shore. She's looking deeply into her cup and wanting to understand love, and she understands it through family, through friends. If your birthday is between June 10th and July 12th, this is of course your court card, and you see she is looking into the left spinning cycle, which is usually the big reading, all 22 major arcanas. I laid him down in a left spinning cycle connected to the earth that is spinning around its own axis for a period of 25,800 years. Then we divide that through the 12 zodiac signs, we get an age. Currently we are in the age of Pisces, and Pisces is as well connected with the moon, right? That's always then the moon card. So, but today you get a small reading, and the small reading is right spinning, the same way now the earth does a left spinning cycle. The earth spins to the right around the sun in 365 days, and so this is what you're getting today, and only 13 cards, and 13th is the sun. So these that the number 13 is not an unlucky number. It's actually a very powerful number. Connecting to the last reading where you had the sun in Scorpio, the message was, you know how to step up the game of consciousness. So I always just reconnect as well to the last reading so that there is a feeling of continuity. There's a feeling of like, oh, last reading, well, you had Scorpio Sun, right? And that's two water signs coming together. And so there was a very deep love. There are Two of Cups came up. And then also the Sky Bridge, which is helping you to overcome deep-seated, deep-rooted emotional energies that you were able to look through Scorpio deeper within. You're already a water sign that sits on the shore. The King of Cups sits in the middle of the ocean, and so he gave you, through, of course, the Major Arcana, the Death card, a deeper look into what is it that we actually do here that makes this life so special. So let's begin. We begin with a state of consciousness of the first Major Arcana, which is the Fool. And this state of consciousness is an original thought, a thought that just literally came to you as what I'm going to do. And you can see he is walking into the left spinning path, which is the path, the soul path from deep within to the outside. You have the desire to go into the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is Moon in Cancer. So you immediately begin to feel that the Moon in Cancer here is speaking to you clearly, strongly, about you have achieved almost everything that you could have ever thought of achieving. But there's always a little but, right? The one energy here is that you're a little bored. You're like, okay, so what am I going to do with all this emotional fulfillment? And the Four, the stability, the Four that also is connecting you to the Emperor. You need to take responsibility now for this feeling, for this thought that is coming up, that is nagging at you. And of course, you yearning for something more. And the yearning might come through Sagittarius, because he is this guardian angel that is letting you know, well, there is more to it than you have achieved, because it continues like Jupiter or the Wheel of Fortune. It continues to spin. Life is not just like, I have reached that one goal and then everything ends. It just continues. And on the position of the Magician speaks directly now the Sun to you, and the Sun, which is in Sagittarius, is exactly, where are my adventures? Where is my next goal? Where is my next exchange? Emotional exchange. So it's almost like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's almost like you want to achieve more. You are, for some reason, not satisfied with what you have. So I suggest to you to become first grateful for what you have, and then look further into, okay, what else do I want? Because the game is infinite above your head through the Magician, a state of consciousness that's saying, okay, how I'm going to act upon this feeling that I'm having. And you can see how here Alberto Villoldo's, the Sun is coming up, and the Sun is that empowerment, that clarity to see through the 53, the number 8, to see the 8 that is above his head, the never-ending desire to evolve, to move forward, right? Now, on the position of the Empress, which is a state of consciousness that's saying, my intuition is telling me, here comes the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is quite a difficult card. It is mostly read like there is some other person interrupting two people. But if you bring yourself into your center, if you bring yourself mentally into this stream of consciousness of this one sword, then you recognize that Saturn in Libra is giving you a moment to reflect into something that might have happened in the past. And so the Three of Swords is saying here in the Hermetic Tarot, Lord of Sorrow, 3 hands holding 3 upright swords. The hilts of the 2 outer swords are different from the hilt of the middle one. The center sword with quarter moon hilt cuts the rows of 5 petals seen in the preceding card at the junction of the swords. Broken petals fall to the ground. Above and below are the symbols of Saturn and Libra. So this is Saturn in Libra, 10 degrees to 20 degrees. Angel Harael and Hokmia. Okay, so you understand that if you bring yourself, because this could be also a world sorrow, not just a relationship sorrow, but if you bring yourself clearly into your center, you will overcome this. Even also a grievance for a child, right? This is how precise sometimes these cards explain this kind of feeling. But you can see there's a stream of consciousness that the dualities create the same way, almost like here the Empress has the black and the white. And you have here these 2 names of the angels, right? You can see here this is Hebrew. The angels are written in Hebrew. And in the middle you have that one sword with the 2 half moons, the waning and the waxing moon. So remember that your intuition is helping you to come into this consciousness, because you also have the 3 connecting here with this 3. So there is a 3-3 portal happening to you. Meanwhile, the 5, which is also the energy of the pentagram, the 5 senses, is here on the side, connecting here to the 4. So it's almost like 4-5 and then 3-3 portal, right? Okay, then on the position of the Empress. And the Empress, again, a state of consciousness, which is the growth cycle, which is the birth that you're giving now to understanding the first 4 cards, right? Which are only state of consciousness in your head. And here comes Temperance. La Temperance is exactly here now Sagittarius speaking to you. So Sagittarius, right, on the position of the Magician is here in the 1 and the 4. And it's exactly what I just said, right? You have here 4 cups, you have 4, right? So it's almost like these 2 now doubled up becomes the 4 of cups, which is Moon in Cancer, which is like there is a boredom. You have achieved so much and you're almost like, okay, what else? Or bring me more adventure. And here you are being called to stay in your center, to stay as a guardian angel connected now to this state of consciousness that is happening deep within you, and then you become Empress. Then you become also here the 3, which is this 3, right? And the 3 that is here in the Sun, which is then calculated together an 8. So recognize that something powerful is speaking to you, because the 14 becomes a 5. So recognize that the Sun that is right now in Sagittarius is just a momentary moment, highlighting you, giving you power to look deeper within into your 7, because you are a 7, you're a success, right? And you gotta exchange constantly the dualities to stay in your center. And then comes you, right? Your state of consciousness as your court card understands now these 4 cards that have spoken to you in your head, in your meditation, in your looking deep within, because you are being pushed to look deep within to find your own guardian angel, and to find that success is only worth having when you are finding a success that includes all, not just you or your friends and your family. So here you are sitting, and you notice that yes, you are called upon to include the duality so that you can become a guardian angel. Then on the position of the success, your card, right? The Chariot comes here, the Princess of Swords. And this is very interesting because it's almost letting me know that you can, through a young generation, through wit, through a mental Amazonian, speaking your words, speaking your truth about what you recognized here with this cup, and coming into your center and overcoming here these three, speaking in a tone that you have to be careful that you're not going too far, because the Princess of Swords here is Aleister Crowley, is speaking about Venus in all of the air signs, and this is the difficulty of all beginnings, right? A young rebellious energy. So it's almost like you are the Amazon, the Valkyrie, you are the priestess of Athene. And it's very interesting because it's like there's a rebellious side coming up in you, because you have felt this, right? You have felt this coming up, and the sun in Sagittarius is telling you, yes, now you gotta do something about it. You gotta be active about it. And the Three of Swords, as that there is something in your life that is making you feel a little uncomfortable. Something is happening that you're not happy with. And then comes, of course, Sagittarius, literally, right, on the position of the sun. That you gotta look deeper within. Why are you not able to be your own guardian angel? And then it breaks out of you, right? You breaking out, and you're like, okay, I gotta do something about my life. I gotta be the warriors, this Amazon-like woman. I cannot sit here and accept everything anymore. Sometimes we gotta get up and fight for the things that are important to us, and then that's a certain success that is then coming to you, hopefully on your full moon, right? Your next full moon is on the 6th and 7th of January. So here you are being pushed, right, to act, mentally to act. Then on the position of the Wheel of Fortune, which is connected with Jupiter, which is connected to the quiz of life, right? What is life all about? Why do certain things happen? And here you have, of course, the number 15, the elixir of life. And that's a 6. And the 6 here is giving you a deeper understanding of the Lovers, because it's connected with the devil. The 15 is the keeper of the taboos, which is Capricorn, right? And the Lovers as the 6, when we then calculate it together. So she has 1, 2, 3 flowers. She has the sexual, she has the heart, and she has the essence. She has the spiritual aspect. And so here you getting through the sun a 3, and you're getting here through this a 3, and you have 1, 2, 3 roses here, but the card is the number 1 and 5. So here with this 5 that is in this card, you are asked to recognize that you're, as a guardian angel, which is the 14, becomes a 5 as well, and here is a 5 and a 1, that you recognize that you are all you need, and that the path now that you have here felt, right, it's almost like you're getting up and you're like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to be this nice woman anymore that is sitting here and is seeing and looking and okay with everything. No, you don't want that anymore. You want to find your own elixir of love, and you want to define your own game, right? Because it's almost like life is asking you to, what are you doing with this now? What are you doing with this card? Because then, on the position of the Hanged Man, a state of consciousness that is saying there has to be a change, there has to be something that is shifting you now on a very profound level, is coming here. The wood, stone wood, right? Wood that has turned into stone, and it took many, many years, which is the number 57. And the 57 creates a 12 and a 3, which is 1, 2, 3 roses. So everything takes time. Everything takes time to such an extent that you have to trust the time that it takes for you to overcome something that has been pushing on you, that has been intensely forming you to make you a warrior, to make you an Amazon woman that's getting up and saying enough, right? It makes you get up from this lovely chair. You like, okay, no more, because you are somehow bored. And of course the 4 here is connected with the Emperor, right? Which is of course an Aries. And there is a 4 in here as well, the 1 and the 4, then turning into a 5. So the 5 here coming up again, and the 7, which is of course your 7, right? The success. You will be successful when you allow the universe to take the time it needs for you to find now your elixir of life, your way where you are gonna feel comfortable again, not how others push you to be comfortable, right? Then on the position of the Sagittarius comes the Harvest. These are German cards. The energy behind it are Native American, and the Harvest is speaking about the Wheel of Fortune, right? So on the position of the Wheel of Fortune, you had this. So you, if you really go deep within through the Hanged Man, which is diving deeper into the ocean of emotions, right? Then you are recognizing everything takes extremely its time, even though time doesn't exist, but still it takes time. A year is a year, right? We have the seasons, we have the spring, we have the summer, we have the fall, and now we have the winter. Now it's snowing, by the way, right now. Really beautiful snowflakes are coming down here. Everything takes time for then you to have your harvest. So the harvest is over. So this is next year. You will have the harvest of something very special, of something that needs to be turned and shifted right now for you to then have the harvest in your life. On the position of the Tower. Now these, as you can see, are all state of consciousness. There are no zodiac sign connected with it. The only zodiac signs that come up here is of course the Cancer and the Sagittarius, because the Sun in Sagittarius is influencing you, and of course because I'm using the Moon, the age of Pisces, which we are currently in, is influencing you as well. But here on the Tower, the extreme shakeup of Mars, which is actually Aries, the ruler of Aries, is coming and is saying a shark light energy is now bringing you forward. So it's almost like, look at this, right? She is this Amazonian woman, and now comes the shark. There is something in you that's saying, I do not want to be a certain way anymore. I do want to awaken something in me that is saying enough. And the shark energy is saying, only if you do not recognize the shark energy, then it becomes dangerous. And it's a water energy, right? It's a water sign, and you are a water sign. So it's directness, is exposure, is revealing true nature and desire. So I think you want to talk about your desire to have a new elixir of life in your life that you can harvest, that you have the time to harvest, that you know that the next harvest is next year again in September, or then of course in spring when the first little dandelions are coming out and we can eat them, right? So you have the time to do that. And so now you are breaking free to bring out the shark energy, so that you can go out there and be intriguing, captivating, and mysterious, and not anymore the kind of woman that's just kind of lovely sitting here and accepting everything that is happening to her. No more. You are ready to fight the fight that you want to fight. A fight that brings now the elixir of life to you. A fight that might take a while, right? Because of the stone wood. A fight that takes ripening, but you are ready. You are truly ready to fight that fight, because then on the position of the moon, which is that deep desire to evolve, the deep desire to come out, and of course you have the deep desire to come out now as this princess of swords, this Amazon woman that's fighting and that's speaking up and it's saying what she has to say. And it's a 41, which then is the reverse of the guardian angel. No more like, oh, I'm nice and lovely and all guardian angel. I'm like now becoming the moon maiden. I am now connecting to a deeper energy within me, a 5 that's saying, all right, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna do what I have to do. And this is what the moon is doing to you. You want to be now a little more action oriented, and here you have the support of the moon maiden, that brings a new beginning of you being a little bit more, hey, don't mess with me. Right? If I take the shark in there, don't mess with me at all, because I do not want certain things in my life anymore. And then on the position of the sun comes here the snow, and it's snowing today. It's so beautiful that this is just a sign that is saying, let now through Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is speaking to you. Let the time, which is here, the harvest, let the time, let the fruit of this harvest slowly come to you. Let Sagittarius, this centeredness, right? Don't get too aggressive. Don't get too feisty. Don't get too much into it. It's not going to do you good. Just be careful. Don't get too, right? Because, I mean, you are this. You are the healer of all healers. You're the water aspect of water. And now the water comes down as this silent, beautiful flakes, right, which have these beautiful patterns. And in the silence, in the snow, you find your peace. You find the number 34, which is then a 7, which is you. You have found yourself through the 3, through the Empress, and through the 4, through the 4 of Cups. You incorporate the moon now. You incorporate that this boredom that has come up to you. You incorporate that so that you can fight the fight from a very deep level place. So you incorporate here maybe the Empress and the Emperor, right? That makes then a 7, speaking to you to fight a fight in your center, to fight a fight of, here the 3 of Swords come into your central sword, right? Because that's what the High Priestess does, right? And you need to understand that. You need to find that deeper level of connection, because on the position of the Judgment or of the wake-up call comes then this bird that is flying at you, or this in the direction of the left spinning cycle. And it's saying, risk, take a risk. Even though, take a risk where you are in your silence, where you are in your stillness. Through your stillness, take that fight, right? In your stillness, after the storm, after the Tower has cut the 7, because the Tower is the 16, which is a 7. And that 7, and of course that crown that is here coming down, is falling down, is saying, okay, you do not want to be a 7 anymore. You want to be more than that. And then comes here the risk, which is saying here the 35, which is the opposite number of 53. And the risk is saying, be aware, or you will have to beware. Do not deny the risk and hazards that you see. So you see that something here is happening. You see that something here is in the 35, the 3, right? You see in the sun, through the sun, you see more clearly as the guardian angel that something is happening here through this 3. And the 5, right? The 5 that is then connecting you to the elixir of life. You want to have all 3 fulfilled, right? In the 57, which then becomes also a 12 and a 3, you want to be fulfilled, you want to be satisfied, you want to be in the 10, you want to be understood, right? You want to be here in this 5, you want to be the moon maiden, you want to be reconnecting to everything that you need to connect, and the risk, right, that you have to be aware of all such things, right, is the message that's coming here through the guardian angel that is calling you, through the guardian angel that has spoken to you here. And then on the position of the world, you get the most beautiful sign, which is the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces. Pisces, the path of love, in the end is helping you to really be this beautiful new beginning, a new beginning of love, the spiral of every shell that is giving you into the direction of the soul, the understanding it's only the soul path that is deeply affecting you. Yes, the outer world, the outer difficulties that are coming at you, that are into the direction of the human world, the right spinning is the outer world, is affecting our inner state of consciousness, right? But the inner state of consciousness is the soul that says love. It's only love that is bringing us forward, that is overcoming any risk that is happening here. And you are ready to step into that. You are ready to be that messenger for the world, a beautiful messenger that is standing here and saying gently, I am inviting you, my dear Queen of Cups, I help you, because we are still in the age of Pisces, but moving slowly into the age of Aquarius. The left spin that the Earth does is speaking about these 2,150 years an age takes, and the age of Pisces was the path out of the subconscious, the longing and desire to come out and to evolve and to grow and to shift, which is speaking to you as that moon maiden. You want to come out here and you want to take action, right? Because you don't want to sit here anymore at the shore. You want to be active. Just be careful that you not become too aggressive, that you become not too much, right, with the ocean and with the elements of the water, right? And also come into your silence, come into the snow, which is water as well, just in a different level. And then you do not have to be bored anymore. Then the Four of Cups create a circle back to the Fool, back to where he's looking, and you can see how he is also in the direction of the left spinning cycle. Then a cycle closes and you do not have to be bored anymore, because you know the path of love is enough, right? Enough and fulfilling for you to continue your life. Wow, beautiful message. Really, 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 really satisfying for me as well, right? Because sometimes I look at the cards and I'm like, oh my God, what I'm gonna speak about, right? And then all of a sudden it just comes out. So I hope I see you in the next one, because then you get your full moon reading. You get from left spinning cycle all 22 major arcanas lying here, and you get the soul reading. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.